And now we're going to switch over and you can see the exact same level as Classic Sonic. That's probably one of the coolest features about this game is you've got two Sonics, you've got two ways to play. So let's say that you're a fan of Classic Sonic only and you just love those Classic Sonic levels, then you can play through all three of these levels in the Classic era without having to touch Modern Sonic at all. Now, to complete the whole game, you will have to play as both, but it's nice in that it gives you these nice bursts of just pure gameplay that you really, really enjoy. And I think a lot of fans probably will love both styles when they get into it. A lot of Classic fans will probably come in for the Classic and say, oh, you know, Classic Sonic, that's what it was all about. That's all I really loved. And then when they play Modern Sonic, they're going to be like, oh, you know, this is actually not as bad as I thought. And I think a lot of even the younger fans, perhaps the more modern skewing fans, will, a lot of them really appreciate the older games, I've found, but the ones that don't probably will be just the same, where they'll play the modern, that's what they'll go for, and then they'll play the Classic and go, wow, this is really good. Those weird 20, 25-year-old guys on the internet complaining all day might have had something to it. I don't know. So we're going to take a look at Sky Sanctuary. Here it is as Classic Sonic. This is one of my favorite levels. Fans will recognize the Death Egg in the background. There's that sign I was talking about. That sign warns us about the bottomless pit right there. And that little switch was a nice tribute to the very beginning of the original level. Now, fans are going to recognize that there's so many parts to this, to every level in this game that have references and little hidden elements to it. In City Escape, for example, the background music in the classic remix of that has a reference to Endless Mine, which is one of the multiplayer levels from Sonic 3. So there's so many little Easter eggs we've hidden. We've had a lot of Sonic fans themselves. I mean, I grew up a Sonic fan. I know the guy that did that remix for City Escape, massive Sonic fan growing up. So a lot of us that were fans now are getting into positions where we're starting to get involved with the game. And so you're going to notice a lot of cool little Easter eggs, little things that as fans have been put in there for you guys to enjoy. So as we're progressing here, you guys saw the clouds again. You recognize those clouds. And then right here, if we wait, we can kind of pick up all these different boxes. In the essence of time, I'm going to keep going. The Eggbots there, very familiar. The parrots and all the birds that you'll see are kind of a cool touch on the reimagining of the level. And that's one of the big things that they focused on, too, is not just bringing you levels that you've seen before, but levels that are entirely new. So even though we're playing as Classic Sonic here, this level is brand new. You've never played it before in Sonic & Knuckles. And then when you play, again, as the modern version or the other version of the level, it's also an entirely new experience. So for every level, you're getting double the amount of what you would normally expect. The multiple paths right here are pretty interesting. I'll show you guys a cool trick if we can get through here. All right, there we go. So you'll see the Death Egg in the background. Now right here, if we can time this right, we can bounce off of these clouds and onto the high path. The red rings there, the red star rings, you guys will recognize from previous games. They were in Sonic colors, for one. And as emblems, they've kind of existed for a long time now. So right here, this thing will fall apart as we run on it more. So the goal is to try and get it up to there and then to run to the left really quickly. Let's see if we make it. Perfect. We've got to break through some objects. You can bounce off of them, you can spin through them, and then right here, it gets a little tricky. Sky Sanctuary actually is a level, for everyone that wants to complain about bottomless pits, to be fair, Sky Sanctuary is the original bottomless pit level, I think, if not one of the originals. There could be others too. Lots of signs letting us know, and if you are a hardcore fan, if you think, oh, I don't need those signs, I'm a pro Sonic player, then you can easily turn those off in the options menu. Just like with Omo Chow, he's like the optional tutorial guy, so some fans might love him, some fans might hate him. Whatever the case may be, we've got an option for you. So there you go, Sonic fans. And that kind of speaks to what this game is really all about. It is something for every Sonic fan, young and old, classic and modern. It is the celebration of Sonic's 20th anniversary and trying to give that awesome birthday present to everyone, which is a Sonic game that everyone can enjoy. So now, just like with the Genesis games, these platforms will reappear. I totally just wanted to show you that. I didn't mess up, I promise. No, I totally messed up. Right here, this platform, I'm going to show you guys real quickly, it falls apart, and that was what happened in the original Sonic & Knuckles, and you're going to see it again at the end of the level where those parts are just completely collapsing around us. That was one of the cool elements of this level, was that the entire thing, here we go, let's see if I can time this right. Perfect. This part, one of my favorite parts of the level, and then finally we run past the Death Egg right there at the very end. So that is the end of Sky Sanctuary's Classic. So I hope you guys enjoyed that first little look of both Classic and Modern Sky Sanctuary. And now we're going to show you one other thing, which I think you'll enjoy.